Hold on a second. I know what you're thinking. Yes, the balloons are still up. I know what you're also thinking. You completed a game, Jeremy? Yes, I did. We're going to talk a little bit about Little Noah, Scion of Paradise, a game that was announced at the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase that I was really hooked on from the trailer and decided to go pick it up. And at $15, was it worth the price? We'll find out here in a second. Welcome everyone to Press Start. My name is Darcy and I hope you're all having a wonderful week. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on if you've picked up Little Noah or if you're planning to pick it up now. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of my future videos. All of this really helps with the YouTube algorithm. So let's get into the review. Now, I love it when a game comes out of nowhere and exceeds my expectations. And Little Noah, Scion of Paradise served as the latest example of this. Now, as I said, Cygames revealed this title at the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase and released it on the same day for Switch, PlayStation, and Steam. Now, the short trailer hooked me with its vibrant colors, chibi characters, and adorable monsters, and then I visited the Nintendo eShop and saw it was a mere $15, and I decided I'm gonna give it a try. At worst, I'm out the price of a delivered pizza, but at best, I at least have an enjoyable experience with a new game, and I'm glad that it was the latter, and I'm also glad that my curiosity got the best of me. So in the game, you play as Noah Little, an alchemist on an adventure to find her dad, Darian Little. Now, the game opens with you crashing your airship in a mysterious ruin, and as you start to explore, you find a cat all by itself. Now, after a few scenes, you're going to end up chasing that cat, and you will later learn it can talk, and it's lost its memories. So, with it not knowing its own name, Noah decides to name it Zipper, and Zipper does not like the name Zipper at first, but comes around to the idea. The duo then stumbles on an intimidating person named Gray, who says they know Darian Little, and worst of all, they killed him. And they're at the ruins to use a weapon to destroy the world, and this sends you chasing after Gray to get the answers as you dive deeper into the ruins. The story is very short. It is a short game overall. It took me about 7.5 hours to beat the game, but the dialogue between the characters was very well done. I never felt like it was disjointed, and each character felt different from each other. Noah, a lighthearted, more humorous character. Zipper, a quick-witted and slightly irritated cat. And Gray, this intimidating character full of hatred. Now, I wish the story ran a bit longer so we could get more context on the world and, of course, these ruins, but at least through this story, all the characters' motivations were easily received. Little Noah is a roguelike, which means you progress and then you die. And when you die, you lose all your progress, but you get to retain the knowledge that you gained from before to try and get further. And with each run, there are some things that you can carry over, those being mana that you can use to upgrade at your base to use those for stat boost and creatures and things of that nature. Now, when it comes to the combat, though, you're actually going to be using Lilliputs, or these monsters that you find throughout your run. And you actually put them as your combo, so you can have up to 5 in your base combo with 2 additional for skills. Now, each one will have a different attack pattern and, of course, a skill with it, so the game encourages you to mix and match and try to find whatever is the best combo and skills that works for your playstyle. I will say some of the attacks felt odd, like there were some Lilliputs that had some uppercuts that I just could never really find a combo to fit with, and I do wish at these points that the game gave a little more suggestions maybe for that matter, but I found combos that really worked well for me. Now, I will tell you, if you aren't the type to really try to mix and match and don't want to explore those things, the game does have an auto set button, but I will tell you from my experience, I used it once and I didn't like what it gave me, so I never tried it again. Maybe as you got better characters or better Lilliputs, you would find a better pattern, but I kind of skipped that part. Now, when it comes to progression, some of the Lilliputs you're going to collect is locked behind progressions. For instance, Queen, one of the Lilliputs that I ended up really liking, was locked behind first beating Queen and then having to unlock them through the ship. There are 40 Lilliputs altogether and additions of DLC coming later on, but I enjoyed every single one. I thought that they looked all great. One of the items that Noah will keep, of course, in each run, as I mentioned earlier, is mana, and that is power that is harnessed by the alchemist. You use this mana to repair your airship and giving you permanent upgrades for future runs. This could be things like gaining the ability to use potions, starting off with gold in your run, and stat increases. And you acquire these mana through defeating enemies, but also when you die, all your items, including accessories that you have, get converted into mana. The amount of mana depends on the rarity of the item, 1 to 3 stars, so the more rare it is, the more mana you get. And aside from defeating bosses, there are some things in the levels that are included, like side challenges. This can be, of course, defeating certain enemies in a certain time or dealing a certain amount of damage in a single combo. There's some other things besides just running through the dungeon. If you hope for a beefy title, though, you're going to need to look elsewhere, because Little Noah feels best to compare it like a dessert at a dinner. You only get a little bit, but you really enjoy what part of it you do get. Now, I rolled the credits, as I said, at about 7.5 hours. I dove into the ruins 11 times to make this happen, and I only needed to find 3 more Lilliputs to get all 40 when I rolled credits. The game only features 3 floors, and there's 2 bosses per floor. Of course, the big bad boss has a couple of forms, so keep that in mind. But again, it is a short experience overall. However, that doesn't mean I've done all that I can in the game. There are still tons of upgrades that I can make, new avatars to unlock for Noah, and maxing out the bonds with each Lilliput. And I can easily see this giving you additional 4 to maybe 5 hours to complete. For sound, it is a short game, so Little Noah does not include a wide variety of tunes, but what is there I did really enjoy. The world theme brings a gentle tone to the world. The music, as you navigate the ruins, feels reminiscent of a pirate music, giving the thrill of exploration. And the boss battle theme kept me on my toes as I dodged each of the attacks. Now, the game only features Japanese voice acting, and I felt those lines were delivered very well. But keep in mind, not all the text is accompanied by voice acting, though. Some of the dialogue is just brought about by a quick exclamation. I'm sure Cygames decided to reflect this in the price because, again, the game is only around $15. So my final thoughts, I headed into Little Noah not knowing what to expect. I believed I would get a good enjoyment off of it based off of the trailer, but I've thought that before with other games and was left disappointed. Little Noah, though, wasn't the case. I felt compelled to see this game all the way to the end and try to find Noah's dad. I hoped Zipper would end up regaining its memories and giving me more information on the world, and the game mechanics kept me glued to collecting these adorable monsters and testing out those new combos with each new find. Now, I wish Cygames gave us a bit more, maybe another floor to explore or two, some story content maybe to gather a little bit more around the world, and of course just give me a little bit more enjoyment. However, I feel what is there is well worth the price, and I do look forward to what else Noah Little may have in store in the future. Press Start is giving Little Noah Scion of Paradise an 8 out of 10. Now, you can pick this game up for PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC on Steam, and as I told you, it is about $15. This review was done on the Nintendo Switch version. Performance was great, so no needs to worry about that. But that is all that we have for this video. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Again, if you're going to pick up Little Noah now, or if you've already picked it up and what's your thoughts on it. Also, hit that subscribe button and consider hitting that bell so you can be notified of every time that I post. But thank you once again for tuning in here to Press Start, and remember, as always, everybody, your gaming news starts right here.